composure, composure, composure. Make sure you've made the right play. So Firmino was like, boom, take my time, draw the defenders in. The defenders are the ones that are rushing. I can just take my time and chill, steady myself, shimmy, twist, take out the defender and the keeper from the game, and just They have it. They have it. Club World Cup, the champions of the world. Liverpool always favourites here, but you have to give Flamengo credit. Let's start there. We've got to give Flamengo credit because, look, the reality of the matter is that Flamengo were always the inferior team. And when you're going into the final of any game, go ask Portugal. Go ask Portugal about 2004. Whenever you go into a game against any team and you're playing a final, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game because if, let's say, this was just a regular game, this was like a semi-final, a quarter-final, a group stage game or whatsoever, Liverpool win in 90 minutes. Liverpool would have gotten that as in 90 minutes, but I think Flamengo really pushed them, and I think there was a period, maybe around in the first half or so much, where like Flamengo actually looked like really, really good, and they were creating chances. But look, I've been around the block. Been around the block, man. Okay. I know my thing, man. I just don't mean trying to be arrogant. I know my thing. Because remember, I watched the first half in the office, and my colleague was like, "Oh my gosh, Flamengo are playing good. Flamengo are playing good." I was like, "It doesn't matter. Like, you can have good play, get into the final third, break the line and so forth. If I don't feel there is a cutting edge in your team, you're not going to score. At the end of the day, you don't win games by playing well. You win games by how many times you can put the ball in the back of the net and how likely are you to put the ball in the back of the net." I never really felt that Flamengo were really going to put that ball in the back of the net, And I think that was sort of exemplified by the chance, pretty much almost the last kick of the game in the second half of extra time, where that was the opportunity and boom, you blew it. Like, Liverpool could have been out of sight in the first half. Like, in that first half, I remember, I think the first minute, Firmino had an amazing chance. He had an absolutely amazing chance to pretty much seal the deal, but obviously he blazed the ball over, and I think there was another chance by another Liverpool player. But I think for Liverpool, I think in matches like this, there's always going to be momentum swinging. And Liverpool knew that, all right, with the momentum now swung in Flamengo's area, and Liverpool just knew, especially in the background of Van Dijk, Gomez, and so forth, let's just weather the storm. Make sure we don't concede. This is their momentum. This is where they control. Let's conserve our energy, ensure that maybe we can pick off them in the counter-attack. But for now, this is their momentum. Let's just defend, but ensure we do not concede. And ensure we do not concede because it will force us to open up and maybe change our whole game plan. But I think once that momentum died for Flamengo and they didn't score, I would say it's very important that once you're in the momentum, you have to score. Liverpool now started to now pick Flamengo apart, especially within the second half and going into extra time. But you always mean that's okay. Is this going to pretty much ending up at extra time? But before we even go to the goal, you have to talk about VAR, and I think the importance of VAR. Like, without VAR, Liverpool have a penalty, Salah scores, and that's it. Finito. They get a penalty, they score, and for me, I always like games to be decided by a goal in open play. Hence why I still feel aggrieved by that Euro 2000 semi-final between your boys France and your boys Portugal. I didn't like how that went down. I just do it in open play, then we can live. Just do it in open play so we can live. But it is what it is. That's what happened. That's what it was. So, but I was happy that you viewed VAR because, again, in real motion, there's no way that the referee could have seen them. There's no way the referee or the linesman could have seen that no contact was made by Rafinha. First of all, Rafinha, why are you even making that challenge? And as the defender and as a senior player, how are you even allowing El Dio to even get into space? Because it was a crazy challenge to make. But he had to do something because homeboy was one-on-one with the keeper. So, but obviously it was good that they looked at the VAR, and as I saw it, I think basically from the several times they showed there was no contact being made, and I think they then showed it again after the fact, and like you saw the most distinct thing from a different angle where Rafinha's boots caught the underside of things, but it's so minimal that it was good. Look, once it's so negligible like that, bro, just replay on. So as extra time went on, you were like, okay, what's going to happen? Legs are being tired. I think someone even tweeted to me that this is like Flamengo's like 78th game of the season or something. So you could definitely see the fatigue in both sides, but specifically for Flamengo. And I think for Liverpool, they always knew that, look, we feel confident in penalties. We feel confident that we can beat them in penalties. But let's not. Let's see whether we can just ride this all the way through. And this is just what makes this Liverpool team so dangerous. Because this goal they scored, it's a Guardiola team doesn't score this goal. A Barcelona side don't score this goal. And I think, and this is just the key thing, and then the beauty of this Jurgen Klopp side is that they can get that out in so many different ways. They can get that out in so many different ways. If you want to sit deep block, they can cut you down and get that out. If you now want to play a high line, they can also get that out by playing the counter attack. So they can go short and patient, they can go direct and quick. And you see, people will say, look, it was a great ball from Henderson. It wasn't actually really a great ball from Henderson. Like, I give Henderson credits for quickly identifying the run from Mane and hitting the ball straight. So that was just, I just liked how Henderson was quick on identifying the run that Mane made. But the ball was not actually that great. The Flamengo defender messed up. I was like, he was there, but he just couldn't control it, and he just misjudged the ball coming through. So that is on the Flamengo defender. But and this is just where football decisions coming through. Because look, it's very easy watching it from high on up. But I think in that position there, many players will be like, oh my God, I'm in the box. Only one guy to beat. Let me try and stand him up, shimmy, shift, and let me be the hero, put the ball in. But Mane was like, I could do this. I do have the skill to, in a one-on-one position, especially in the penalty box where the pressure is on the defender not to make a bad tackle. I could stand him up and say, you know what? Are you going to try and make that dangerous tackle that could lead to a penalty? If you do, I can shimmy away. You either foul me or I beat you one-on-one with the keeper. I'll fancy my chances. And that's what separates the really good players from the great players. That's why he's a chief. Always make the right football play. Always make the right football play. And Elday was like, for me, one of my guys has to be hustling up. One of my guys has to be hustling up. And sure enough, he held it. Firmino was running through, swivel turn, left foot, and he got to give credit to Firmino. Again, if he had hit that first time, keeper saves it or the defender takes it. And I think that's why you have to really admire. And this is his favelaness now. This is like his Brazilianness where called composure. Again, it's very hard to say, oh, have composure there. But when things are happening so quickly, rush of blood, you're angry, you can be a hero, quickly hit it. And that's just what managers want from guys. Composure. Make sure you've made the right play. So Firmino was like, boom, take my time, draw the defenders in. The defenders are the ones that are rushing. I can just take my time and chill, steady myself, shimmy, twist, take out the defender and the keeper from the game and just slide that ball through. Beautiful, blah, got that ass. And that's also the role. And that is all that she wrote, man. And when you just round that off and you look at it, you just got to just say, you know what? Overall, Liverpool deserved to win this. And I think that, you know, what you see in this team is there is a profound, strong winning mentality. And I think because for me, I always look at body language, you know, when I just look at body language of guys. And I just think the body language of these Liverpool guys is they don't believe they can lose a game. And they're like, even if there are any kind of small mistakes made here and then everything, they have just sort of, and this is just a great place that you pray as a manager, your players can get it to where you have a habit of winning. You actually it actually disgusts you, the very thought of even contemplating losing a flipping game. And that's just where these guys are at. That's where these guys are. I said, no, look, man, we want to ride, we want to win this game. So, and I said again, look, what I said before, a Club World Cup isn't a major trophy. I don't put the Club World Cup as important as the Champions League or your league title or even your domestic cup title, but it's still a trophy. you've still won something. And it is always very important to keep winning and winning and winning. And to win for any trophy, even if it's the Brick Academy Trophy Laureate, it's still a trophy. And the more trophies you win, the higher and better your winning mentality is. The higher your lust and your craving for winning is. And it breeds in, so alright, we've now won this game, we figured out how to win this game, Flamengo pushed us, we'll now carry this into the Premier League and keep winning and winning and winning and winning. We never want to look at losing. We hate losing. We despise people losing. Losing makes us freak, you know. But again, I think even when Liverpool even scored that goal, you saw like Salah came close. You saw your boy Trent coming close as well, and you just saw them pushing on and pushing on and pushing on. And I'm even doing another video on this, you know. Every time I'm just looking at Liverpool, because I always look at it from the eyes of the manager. Of course, I appreciate the players and so forth and everything, but because this is the home of football analysis, because I've just been watching Klopp so closely, and I'm like, wow, what's an amazing thing that Jurgen Klopp has created, because he has pretty much created this. There were remnants of this when Rodgers came in and everything, but just how Klopp has built such a robust side who are so hard to beat, they're so hard to defeat, and they're a side that know how to defend, they know how to keep the ball, but most of all, and this is the most important thing, they know how to score. And that is something that is easier said than done, because, you know, I always say that there are people who are just obsessed with having a philosophy. And with this Liverpool side, and what Klopp has bred is that there is a broad philosophy that we have, but more so than that, the real philosophy that we're really on, the thing that we're on is about winning. We're all about winning. We're all about getting that flipping W. And yeah, man. So as I said again, it's not a major trophy, but it's a mentality thing. And I think coming back into the Premier League, Liverpool in the minds that we are Club World Cup champions with more than yet another trophy. We have held things down and we've gone through. So that is just huge for Liverpool. I think for Flamengo, and I think, you know, when last did a non-European team win the Club World Cup? And I just think the gap in quality in terms of just player acquisition, money to be spent, trading methods, and so forth, the gap is vast. So it is always going to be very tough for that non-European team to win this tournament if they do face a European team in the final, you know. But I just think, look, this could have been over in 90 minutes, or this could have easily been like a lubrication. So the fact that it was only 1-0, and it took Liverpool 120 to get that, I think Flamengo can feel immensely proud. They can feel fully immensely proud about it. So yeah, well done to Liverpool, man. Can they close the deal in the Premier League? Remember to like the vid, remember to subscribe, remember to support your boy Half Football Hot by becoming a Patreon to support your boy HH and the channel. Peace out, stay true, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Remember to check out the halffootballhot.com for daily football news updates, daily polls, rankings updates, break updates by clicking in the description box below or by clicking over here.